So, whether you're a karaoke enthusiast, a music lover, or simply curious about the life of a karaoke maestro, join us as we go behind the mic with Teles, unraveling the magic, the challenges, and the triumphs of a true master of live mic entertainment. In this podcast, we delve deep into the world of live mic entertainment, shining a spotlight on the incredible journey of a seasoned DJ and karaoke expert. Welcome to Happiness on Tap podcast, where guests dive deep into the vulnerable experiences that contribute to their happiness. I'm Leanne Heron, certified health and life coach, owner of Finding Resilience with Leanne, creator and host of this podcast. This episode is part of our Entrepreneur Series. Thank you for joining us for The Power of Music, exploring the emotional impact of karaoke and DJing with Teles Edwell. Thank you, Teles. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I am great. I am so happy to have this time with you. You and I get to catch each other for a few minutes in passing, and now I get to really spend some time getting to know you, just you and me.
That sounds fun. I've been curious to know more about you as well. Mark has always been a good friend of mine over the years, and his life changed when he met you. And now I'm excited to see more about you.
Thank you so much. So Teles was born and raised here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and he started live mic entertainment in December of 2010. He currently runs karaoke for 4 bars, providing hours of entertainment, connection, and community. Teles has been a DJ for 24 years. So can you tell us just a little bit about what you do, and then we'll get into more details?
Okay. So we're basically a music group company. We do more than just karaoke. However, that's what I call our meat and potatoes. I started out live mic entertainment and with the intent to do videos, concerts, weddings, karaoke, anything you can imagine with music we want to do. We can do, and we've done. And it's been such a great ride over the last 12, 13 years we've been open, and the people that we've met has been amazing. The things we've seen have been amazing. And we'll touch in on some of the stuff that we've seen over the years. And I'm excited to get that out with y'all, because I tell all my regular customers of all these stories, and now we can get it to a wider audience and let them know exactly what karaoke is for people, and how it changes people's moods, how it changes people's lives, believe it or not. And I can touch in on that, on how I've helped change and alter people's paths. My path's been completely changed. I never intended to open a DJ service, and the company that I was DJing for, that I'm currently with now, sat me down and said, "Hey, we'd like for you to take over this and for you to run our karaoke every week and get some equipment, and we'd like you to take over." So a month and a half later, I had some equipment and I took over, and 13 years later, we're still here.
So, oh man, I look forward to hearing all your stories, because I think, hearing the emotional connection, the life-changing connections that you've had with people. I mean, you DJ'd our wedding. It meant the world to us. And just to hear some of those stories that, nobody really thinks about, how you've changed, you've been at special life moments for so many people over the years.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to some great stories.
Right. I've seen kids grow up. I've seen families come in with their 5-year-old daughter or son, and 12 years later, they're getting ready to go to high school or whatever they're doing. And it's amazing to see that. It's amazing to be part of people's weddings. And it all stems from Spectator Sports Bar. That's where I guess I took off, prior to even doing my business, because I worked for another DJ service over at Spectators, and it was fun and it was great and it was an experience, and learned a lot. But when I took over for myself, it was a whole nother animal, and that whole other animal we've taken to an extreme level. If you go to Spectators on any Friday night, you're going to have 200 people any Friday night. and just a mixing pot of different souls, different backgrounds, ethnicities, everything you can imagine is there. And they all get along and they all have fun, intermingle. And at the end of the night, we've all had our fun. We've all had our release, I guess you can say. It's a weird way to say that, but we all need a release in life when we're stressed out and we're bottled up with whatever's going around us. And if you can have 4 hours of forgetting about your problems and letting out your inner demons so they can go away, then it really changes your life and alters your thoughts, alters your emotions and everything. So I've taken this job for that reason and ran with it as far as I could, because in high school I was told, find a job that you like to do, or find something that you enjoy doing and make it a job and you'll never work again. It's basically what they told me. And I took that to heart. Been doing this for 20 some years now, and I'm not looking back. I'm going to be 60 years old running a karaoke business for people, and
Still
I'm
changing
okay with it.
lives.
And I'm way okay with it.
Absolutely. And there's a ton of truth in that. I know I wake up every morning excited about what I do, looking forward to my day. And, like you were mentioning, spectators, in all the times that we've gone, I mean, there's never been drama. Everybody's happy. You feel the vibration in the room. I don't sing, but I enjoy watching other people be vulnerable, be silly, be crazy, be powerful. Um, it's
Mhm.
amazing. And that's why I enjoy going, is just to watch everybody perform.
It's the perfect place to people watch, and not get I guess judged for it, because everybody's watching everybody, so it's
Mm-hmm.
fun. And we one of the things that I like to emphasize with the bars that we work for is get your wait staff involved in it. Let them sing a song. Let them enjoy it too, because the person that's sitting there at that table sees their waitress singing a song. Now that just let all their, I guess, their holdbacks gone. Now they're
Mm-hmm.
completely open to do whatever they want, because everybody's here to do this. This is what we're all here for. No need to be embarrassed. No need to worry if you're a good singer or a bad singer. It doesn't matter, because we're all bad singers in the end. None of us are really professionals. I mean, there are some people that are professionally came out, and I'll touch base on that, because I've had some amazing artists sing their own songs on karaoke, and it's been fun. But the point of the whole thing is that everybody's here for it, and that's why we all have a good time. And if you include everybody in it, then everybody has a good time, no matter where you come from, what age you are, no matter what. And music is universal. There's no age limit on music. You can be 12 years old and like a classic rock song. You can be 60 years old and like that same classic rock song. So that's, I guess, another thing that I love about this job is it's timeless. I can be 60 years old and still say, hey, next up we got this person, and they'll come and have fun.
Yeah, that is absolutely it. So I hope more people come out on a Friday night, come and join us, come and say hi to you and me, and just have a good time. So, Happiness on Tap's mission is to provide value to our listeners by providing tips and tools while providing education and information. This series will include tips and tools from each presenter on their struggles, obstacles, lessons learned along the way in their entrepreneur journey that will provide valuable information to help save you time and your sanity. My husband introduced me to Teles and karaoke very early in our relationship. We just started dating. Um, and like I said, I don't karaoke, but I love people watching and listening to others sing, including Teles, who belts out some amazing tunes throughout the night. I'm always inspired by others' ability to push past their fears, grab the mic, and sing a song that brings them joy. My husband and I also have a passion for supporting local entrepreneurs and small businesses in our city and community. And when I opened my coaching practice, I knew I wanted to continue this passion and have been busy having fun supporting other small businesses, entrepreneurs in a variety of ways, from sharing their stories to attending their events and buying from them, because that's what keeps us alive and keeps our community growing.
Yep.
So let's get into some questions.
Okay.
So can you share with us how your passion for DJing and live mic entertainment actually began and what drew you to the industry?
Okay. So I'm going to give some information away that's bad, but so it all started out when I was 19 years old. I snuck into a place called Chelsea Sports Bar or Sports Pub. Oh, it was at Coronado Mall back in the
Chelsea's
day.
was,
This was like in 98, okay, 98, 99. So I snuck in there and sang karaoke. And it was the funnest time I've ever had in my life. It was, I'd done karaoke once at a house party and it was okay. It was, nothing special. But when we got in the bar, the energy was there. The crowd was into it. The wait staff was into it. The everybody, the DJ was having fun, and I went on there and couldn't sing worth a lick, but everybody cheered me on. And at the end, that cheer was like something you never felt in your life. To have a room full of people cheering you on for something that you just did is makes you think differently on what you're doing. And I got addicted and was there every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday nights for the next 3 years till I was legally able to go in there. So I had, in back in the day, they didn't really check IDs like they do these days, which is good because it ended up leading me to where I'm at. I would have to have waited 3 more years to really dive into this. However, I didn't. And I asked the DJ, his Wednesday, Thursday night guy was leaving. And I asked him, I said, hey, any chance you'd want to hire me on to DJ for you? Because I just enjoyed it that much. And he looked me dead in my eyes and he told me, you will never make it as a karaoke DJ. Those were his exact words to me.
dang.
And I said, oh, okay, cool. So I walked away that evening and I stewed on it for a few days. And I ended up reaching out to another karaoke company that I had went to go and see a few times as the years had went on. And they gave me a chance. And I started DJing at a place called Sneakers, which was on San Mateo and Montgomery, just south of Montgomery. And man, Wednesdays and Thursday nights there ended up being so epic. The crowd was into it, I was into it, and I used the fuel of you'll never make it in this business to really polish quickly what I was doing because I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to be a 6 month, oh, you didn't, this wasn't you. I wanted 6 months to go by and go, oh, now we know why you're here. And it was like that. I took my passion for it. I took what I wanted to do out of it and did it. And I worked for that company for 6 years, maybe no, 6 to 8 years. I can't remember exactly, but I was with them for a long time. And they moved me to Spectator Sports Bar. I would say 2 years into working for them. And I was doing every other Friday and Saturday night with the owner. He would do one weekend and I would do the other. And it got to the point where people were saying, where's Teles when he was there? And he got frustrated with it. And he finally said, well, why don't you just do it since they're always asking for you? And so I did. And I'll tell you, that was 19 years ago. And we haven't looked back since. The crowd has gone nothing but bigger and better and funner. And it's a whole nother animal now. And once I started working there, I would say our first year we had one bar. And after that one bar, we got another bar. It was called Geckos over on Academy. And so we worked there and we'd been there for 8 years. We'd been with them. And then COVID hit. And after COVID hit, we lost a lot of our business. Up until COVID, one bar would lead to another bar. It would lead to another bar and lead to another bar. And then it got to the point where I bought another system, hired a DJ. And then more bars came. And by the time the snowball ended, we were at 10 bars. And this was, got in like, or 12 or 13. And then we rocked that until COVID hit. We had 10 bars going for 6 years, 7 years. And COVID hit. And that was the toughest time of my entire life that I've ever had to go through. We we got shut down on a Wednesday night. I'll never forget. I was working at a place called Post 49. It was my Wednesday night gig, and she got a letter from the government that said, "We're shutting down. You have to the end of the week to go." And she showed me the letter, and she said, "What do you think this means?" And I said, "Ma'am, this means we have to shut down. This means everything's closed. This means we're done." And we looked at each other, and it was at that moment that my heart sank, because this is my income, my livelihood. And if I can't be at a bar doing my thing, my bills are not going to get paid. So I panicked, didn't know what to do. And surprisingly enough, I'm a sports card collector. And these little things here that old men collect are valuable. So during COVID, I would buy and sell sports cards, and the market was huge because everybody was at home. Nobody was, out to go shopping. And, the people that had money were spending it on entertainment things. And this was the only thing entertainment that I could bring to people without actually touching somebody or being in a public room.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not working for a business or, owning your own business, you don't get a weekly, workman's comp check or anything that, any kind of support. So
Mm-hmm.
I bought and sold cards for two years, and it paid the bills. And now it's a side job that we do, and we've carried on since COVID. But after COVID hit, a lot of the bars that we had completely closed down. Like the Barley Room is now a restaurant, and the influx, I guess, or all the breweries that have opened up have really hurt the karaoke business, and I'll explain why. Karaoke people like to come out around 9. They party until midnight, 1 o'clock, then they go home. Yeah, and I get it throughout the week as well. I understand people have jobs and they pick their night. That's why multiple nights work for people, because somebody's off on a Wednesday, they come Tuesday night to karaoke. So back to what I was saying, 9 o'clock to about 1 o'clock is the sweet spot for karaoke people. It's been that way ever since I've DJed. Now that the breweries have opened up, they close at 11. So they're trying to do karaoke at 6 o'clock. People are just getting home at 6 o'clock. They're feeding their kids, getting ready to gear up to go out for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hurt the business as far as my end of it, because there's not many bars open anymore in the evening time that are past 11 o'clock. I mean, they're bars, don't get me wrong, but they already either got their own thing going on already, and they're established, or they already have a karaoke company. And that's one thing that I've always prided myself on, is we've never gone to anybody's bar and asked for a job, ever. And what stemmed that was me taking over Spectators, the company that I used to work for, that we let go of, completely ran me through the ringer. They were telling people, "Oh, this guy's a snake. He go and he'll steal all your bars and this and that." And so I made a rule: never step foot into anybody's karaoke spot, whether to sing, whether to ask for business, whether to do anything. Stay in my own lane and run my own ship. That's how I feel you should do any business, because business is big enough for anybody to flourish. And I never had to do any negative talking about anybody's business. I never had to do any stepping on toes trying to take over people's bars, because there's plenty out there for us to do. There's countless DJs in this city, and all of us have plenty of opportunity to work. And for that reason, we stay in our lane. We do our thing. We have fun. And we enjoy people going off to other people's karaoke's and coming back to ours, because then they can see the difference of how we do things and how other people do things. And some people like the way they do it better than the way we like it. But that's okay, because we like the variety. And that's the one thing about karaoke, it's variety, whether you want to do rock, rap, whatever. And I like to keep that open for everybody as well. Keep the variety open, keep everybody feeling like a family, and we've started what we call the Live Mic family. And it's basically, you're part of the Live Mic family, Mark, all of you guys, Steve, all my regulars that I've seen over the years. And there's too many to count. I've got, this snowball has gotten so big that I've done multiple families, weddings, multiple kids' birthday parties, and none of them know each other, but they all know of each other. I guess you could say you've seen each other at the bars, and so one giant family that we all meet up on a Friday night, Tuesday night, or Monday night, whether it be at the Press Club or Rocksteady's or Lizard Tail or Spectators. There's usually a group of at least 20, 25 people that float around for us and go to each one of our spots. And we call them, I guess, our core, our live mic family. Mm-hmm. And we're always looking to add to that family. So if you come into a karaoke spot, we're going to welcome you in. And there's no judgment. There's no, oh, we don't like this guy. We don't like that guy. Everybody's welcome. We've never felt anybody should be excluded in anything that we do. It's open for everybody.
And we really enjoy that. I know that I think Mark and I went to a couple of places where it was somebody working for you that was DJing, but we were there to support you and, just check out a different environment, see the different people. It was downtown on, oh man, I don't know, 4th Street, something like that. Huh?
A place called Brixton's, right?
Yes, Brixton. Oh, I miss Brixton's. And good food.
Yeah, definitely.
But we went down there to check it out. And it was, definitely a different atmosphere, but that was downtown. It was business people. It was college people. It was a little bit different than the sports bar. But we love Spectators. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's been home base for a long time now. I actually manage that place as well 2 days a week. Just because I've been there so dang long and I love the place. And I was like, hey, give me a job. And they're like, okay. So, I do that a couple of days a week just to keep the vibe going, I guess, keep my presence in that place up. And, that place has always been a special place for me as far as it's not just a normal karaoke spot for me. They've changed the entire course of my life. And I think I've touched a little bit on it, but the whole reason why this whole DJ system started was because they told me get equipment, do it. And I never imagined taking over one bar would be my career. Because like I said, we blew up to 10 bars. We were doing 8, 9 gigs a week, every week for 6 years. We really took the karaoke scene and made it our own, our own little adventure. And it's fun because every bar is different. We do everything the same. However, the vibe is different in each and every bar you go to with us. We do a place called the Press Club on Monday nights. And I've always over the years said Monday nights never work anywhere because we've tried Monday nights in various places. Monday is the day everybody's getting busy, getting ready for the week. Mm-hmm. However, we got Monday nights at the Press Club to be insane. There's probably a good 100, 150 people there. And it's such a big place that it's so spread out that you don't really notice how many people are there until you start looking around and seeing all the cracks and crevices of this place. It's a 3-story old house that's on Elm Street and Central, right behind the Hotel Park Square, or Circle, I think it's called. Anyways, this house is really haunted. And there's some stuff that goes on in there that'll make your hairs on your arms stick up and stuff that goes on in there that is unexplainable, but it's fun. And it's the spirit that resides in that place. She's very nice. She's not a mean spirit. So she'll mess with you and she'll let you know you're there. She's there. And it's eerie, but it's never scary or harmful. And everybody jokes around about it. And there's things that happen there. Like, for instance, I'll walk up the stairs from downstairs and it'll feel like my feet are 500 pounds. Like I can barely get my foot to the next one. And it gets to the top of the stairs. I'm like out of breath. And then it won't do it again for months. And then all of a sudden something else will happen. Or if you smoke a vape or something in the main room, the equipment messes up. It's weird things like that. But that bar we've been there we're almost to our 7th year now. And it is such a fun place. It's a different karaoke atmosphere. So if anybody's looking for a different place to do karaoke and have a unique experience, that's the place to go on Monday nights. We start at 9:30ish and we go to 1:30. And again, it's a mixing pot of different people. However, it's majority of them is the downtown bar staff. They get off of whatever they're doing downtown and they come immediately to us. to sing the rest of their night. And so that's become my second favorite place besides Spectators as far as where I personally DJ. I have another DJ, Quinn, who does Lizard Tail on Thursday nights. I have another DJ named Martin. He works on Saturday nights at a place called Rocksteady's. I'm at Spectators Fridays and Saturdays, and a place called the Press Club on Mondays. And then that's all we have at the moment. But we, like I said, COVID really took us out, and we're just waiting for a call for somebody else to say we want some karaoke. Like I said, we don't go anywhere to solicit business. We just wait for it to come to us. And we're in the process of waiting for another bar. So.
And it'll happen, man. And I like how you talked about not trying to pilfer places, because, even with me, with coaching, there's enough people in the world that needs the help, and the right people are going to be in front of you. The right companies are going to come, the right bars are going to come to you.
Right.
There's no need for ego or, any of that. And so it's nice that like you said, you just stay in your lane, do your thing, and the people who are meant to come out and enjoy you will definitely be there.
Yep. And the word of mouth in our city is huge.
Absolutely.
So, and I learned that at a very beginning stage of this business, because like I said in the beginning, my name was dragged around quite a bit, and it did nothing but help me, because people went to Spectators to see how bad of a DJ I really was. And when they got there, they never left. So it in a sense helped me. So I don't project negative thoughts to anybody's business or anybody's life goals. That's what they want to do. Go do it. Who am I to say you can or cannot do it? Who am I to try to stop you from doing anything? This world is big. It's big enough for all of us to do anything we want to do in it without stepping on each other's toes. If anything, we could help each other and elevate each other rather than hurt each other. We're all small businesses. We're all doing things to better our lives. Why would we want to tear down the next guy? I wouldn't want somebody to try to tear me down. And I've had multiple DJs go to each and every. I've had one DJ, I won't say any names ever, but I had a DJ go to each and every one of my 10 bars that I've had and ask for a job. I didn't say one word about it, didn't complain about it, because I know my worth, and I know that it doesn't matter who goes into that bar and asks for a job, they're not going to take them. We've already made them too much money. We've already brought them too much business and had too much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not worried about anybody trying to take over what I've got, because I stayed in my lane and I made my foundation strong enough that nobody can crack it. And that's my secret to all you other DJs out there. If you want to make your business successful, block out the noise from others. Let their noise elevate you, because the more negative stuff you put out, it only makes you look bad, especially if somebody comes out and says, oh, this guy's supposed to be a bad DJ. He's good. Well, this guy's giving me bad info now. So now you just made yourself look bad by giving someone else information. I have always felt that we have our own opinions. We have our own fun, our own intentions. No need to salt or ruin other people's intentions or alter them for your own gain. We're all human. We all should just get along and enjoy each other.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you for joining my referral partner community. It has taken off like wildfire. And like you said, word of mouth is the best thing we can do for each other. And watching the connections that are being made within that group has just been amazing. It's been amazing for me and my business. I'm able to refer my clients, my friends, my family members to people I have brought into this little local community, just word of mouth. Like, I want to hire this guy for sure. Like he was out there at our trunk or treat. It was awesome. DJ'd our wedding. We always enjoyed coming out and hanging out with him on Friday nights. So, that's the what I'm trying to do with my business, to continue to boost and hold up and support and
connect people together.
Out. Absolutely.
Yes.
And so, when we make a plan for a night that we're going, we invite the group, and whoever shows, and whoever don't. And we're just happy to be there. And We definitely need to get out. We almost made it, but the holidays are coming. We'll get out here
Right,
soon.
right. It's a little bit harder when we get our age. I completely understand kids, work, holidays, things, everything comes up. And that's another thing that I've been blessed to have is multiple nights. So if you can't come Wednesday, somebody shows up on Thursday, or vice versa. So it's the choices you get on what night you can come to karaoke is good, and that's probably what helped us, because we have people that want to come on a Wednesday and they can't make it this Wednesday, so their alternate is, okay, I'll be there Thursday. And so they have multiple nights to choose from and multiple venues to choose from. So some people like spectators more than they like rock steady. Some people like rock steadies more than they like spectators because they can sing more, or for whatever reasons they have. And it's good to have the variety open for whatever your pleasure is. For karaoke, we'll handle it.
Absolutely. I'll have to come out and check out the press club because I love the press club. That's a fun place. Like you
Yeah.
said, there's definitely some creepy things that go on there, but that's what adds to, the character
Yeah.
of that amazing building because it's such a cool building.
It was, I think, in the top 5 of most haunted places in Albuquerque. It was I read a book, or read a passing in a book that was talking about the top places of haunted places in Albuquerque, and he was in the top 5 of eerie and active, I guess, when it comes to the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
so
then
it
before Park Square was Park Square, it was the psych ward.
insane, yeah, an insane asylum.
My daughter did a little stint in there when it was a residential treatment center. Um, and yeah, it had its history and she vouched for it. She got to witness it, she got to experience it, but that's her jam. So it was like she was all excited to be, staying at
Yeah.
this creepy
And
place.
it's not my jam.
It's not my
I, I'm
jam.
I don't I'm afraid of stuff like that because you never know what could happen, so I'd rather stay away from that kind of unless it's a nice vibe, then it don't matter. But you never know, man. It's definitely got its aura, I guess you could say. And the things that have gone in there, like one night, the lights for the track lighting that's above my DJ setup turned on right in front of a customer, and I looked up and I told the customer, I said, "You saw that, right?" And they looked at me and said, "Yeah." And I said, "Hold on, let me show you something." And I turned around to where the light switch is, and it's a screw light switch. It's a dimmer switch. It's not a flip on and flip off. And these things just went on like they just flipped the switch. And I was like, whoa. And they saw it too, and their hair stood up on their arms, mine stood up in the arms. They walked away, and the night carried on. So that's the kind of stuff you can expect at the press club. It's a private club. You do have to have a membership to get in. However, if you tell them that you know the DJ or you're here to sing karaoke and you're with the DJ, you can sign in that way. Because I am a member and I'm allowed guests. So, and it's ultimate guests, right? Or unlimited guests. I guess you could say not ultimate, but unlimited. So if 20 people come and they want to sign into my name and say I want to come here for karaoke, they can. So essentially, I essentially make it a non-private bar for karaoke people on karaoke night. Now you would need a membership if you went on any other night that I wasn't there, but for any night that I'm there, if they bring me on a private event, or a holiday party and do like the Halloween party, and it's not on a Monday, you can still come in that Monday night, even if you're not. As long as I'm there, anybody can come in.
Good to know. Good to know. Thanks for sharing that.
Same thing
So,
with Rocksteady, actually. They're
okay.
also,
I
but
didn't know they
if you
were
sign
good
yeah.
to know. So let's talk about some of those memorable moments that you've had in the 24 years. You said you have some good stories. That's what I want to hear.
All right. I'm going to start with my favorite one. It's a little old man named John Hetlinger. John and his family were from Denver, or I believe Denver, Colorado, or somewhere in Colorado. And they would come once a month for 4 or 5 years, or maybe even longer. They would come once a month when John would come and visit his family. They would make it a karaoke night, and we'd have a big table with their whole entire family there. And I could expect John once a month. And when I saw him, I knew it was going to be a great night because when I met John, he was 72. And I seen the guy sit down with a pitcher of beer and chug the whole pitcher of beer, having a drinking contest with his younger grandchildren. And he beat him. And I talked to him and we started becoming friends on a closer level. And he tells me, let's do a song together. And I said, okay, John. I go, but I'm going to take this on a whole different route with you. And he goes, okay. I go, I want you to learn this rock song. And it's a crazy rock song. Learn it by the next time you come. And when you come, follow my lead and we'll have a blast. And he said, okay. And I told him the song. It was Bodies from Drowned. And he went home and he learned it. And so the next month he comes back and I call him up and I said, all right, John, let's do a song together. And I go, follow my lead. I go, I'm going to ask you to pick the song out. And I need you to give me all the old school from your childhood stuff, whatever, just the oldest stuff you can think of. And he said, okay. And let me back the train up a little bit. Spectators is a bar that there's no holds barred. You can cuss on the mic. We're an adult bar. It gets rowdy, not rowdy in a bad way, but if the song has cuss words, cuss them out.
Go with it.
Yes. So that being said, I get on the mic and I tell John, hey, John, let's do a song. What do you want to do? And he said, let's do some Frank Sinatra. I said, nah, that's not going to get the crowd. I go, give me another one. How about Dean Martin? I said, John, you failed, bro. Let me give you one more shot. Give me another one. He gives me another old school band. And I said, all right, John, you're fired. You're not picking our song, but I'm sorry. I'm going to pick our song for us. And I put on Bodies. And when that initial scream came on and John and I just let loose, 200 people went insane. And we rocked it out. And to see a 72-year-old man rocking out an old metal song it was entertainment. And people ate it up. So for the next 2-3 years, we would do that once a month. We'd come in and we'd do that same role. And, there's always different people every week. So it worked every week for 2 years. We would do that. And so one day he comes up to me and he goes, and because John, he's an avid singer. He loves to sing. He loves to, and again, we're all karaoke people. We're not professional singers. So his dream was to get on America's Got Talent. And he had been over the years signing up for it and going to the auditions and not making it. And he comes up to me one night and he tells me, man, I'm getting really to my ends with this America's Got Talent. And I said, why? He goes, because every time I try, I get knocked out. I can't make it to the next round and I can't figure out why. And I said, it's your song choice, John. I said, do our song. I said, just do our song. On the next one, don't do no country. Don't do Dean Martin. Don't do nothing. Do our song. Give him some shock value. And his eyes looked at me and the little light bulb went on in his head and he said, you're right. So he went on to America's Got Talent, auditioned and made it. He got on America's Got Talent. And so he got onto the show and he was getting ready to do his thing. And he went out there and he came. It was the last time I had seen him before he went out there. And he goes, I made it. He was so excited. I was so happy for him. I said, great. Now shock the world, John. And he did. He went on that show and belted it out. I think the streams he got just on his video was like 14 million views. It exploded. There's memes with the guy. There's all kinds of stuff. So after he got on there and he made it to the second round and he needed a second song. So I taught him Dragula from Rob Zombie and he did that for the second round. He didn't make the second round because the shock value ended, but I wanted him to experience being on the TV and all of that. And he made it. And it was the best thing in his life because he felt like such a rock star for months and months and months and months later. And unfortunately, I don't see John anymore because he's probably 85 now, and this was so long ago, over the years. Him and his family don't come very often, but I'm still on Facebook with them, and we still keep in touch. All the members of the family, Armand, all of them, said hi through passing, Teresa, all the whole family. So that was one of my favorite, I guess you could say, stories of this whole time, because to give suggestion to somebody and watch them go to that level of their plateau, or I'm not plateau, or their, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry, I can't find the right word. Their ambition.
Yeah.
Or their, I guess, what they consider a goal, a lifelong goal. And for him, he had been trying to get on America's Got Talent and be on that TV for years. He said he tried out 4 or 5 years and couldn't make it. And that one little suggestion got him on the TV. And the story even gets better, because that was the fun part of my DJ part. Well, I'm on Facebook, and I just happened to see Drowning Pool mention John. They said, "Did anybody catch the old guy on America's Got Talent last night do our song? I heard it was amazing." And they said, "I'd love to get that guy on stage sometime." So I just happened to tag John in it and answer them. I said, "Hey, I'm the DJ that put him on. I'm the DJ that taught him that song. I can get you in touch with him right now. Where do you want him?" So the band got in touch with him. He ended up doing 2 concerts with him and performed live on stage with Drowning Pool, doing that song. My cat, give me 1 second. My cat's scratching at the word. Try to avoid. Go on. Sorry about that.
That's all good.
So anyways, John, he really took that whole thing to a different level, and it was so much fun, and got on stage with the band, and he got a tattoo with them. He got the Drowning Pool logo on his arm. He said that he drank with them crazy. I mean, it was, to watch somebody go through all of that just because of one suggestion was very fulfilling for me.
Although I didn't get to, for both of you.
Well, it was definitely, because even the news, when he was on, we had a viewing party at Spectators, and the news Channel 7 came and interviewed me, interviewed him, interviewed the bar, and filmed us, actually the whole crew, the whole crowd, watching him for the first time on TV. And it was really fun. It was really fun. Another instance,
great story, man.
Another instance at Gecko's one night, and I wasn't DJing the night. It was a DJ I had back in the day named Blair. He was DJing at Gecko's, and it was a pretty slow night. It's Tuesday night. We used to do Tuesday nights there. Well, Foreigner was going to be performing at the Pavilion on a Wednesday night. So the Tuesday night before, they were out in our city having fun. And they just happened to come into Gecko's and see that it was karaoke night. And they stayed. Well, we have video of Foreigner singing Foreigner for karaoke at Gecko's, and thought it was the coolest thing ever. Because I had seen a show one time when Vanilla Ice was some MTV show. I can't remember the show, but they were showing Vanilla Ice at a karaoke joint, and everybody trying to convince him to do his song. And he would refuse. He didn't want to do it. And then he finally did it. And everybody had a blast, and it was so cool. And it reminded me of that moment, because to have a professional band that has been around, a legendary band, doing karaoke on your mic, it was fun experience. It was something different, a story to tell your kids or tell the next person. And so
absolutely.
And that's not the first artist that's actually sang, on our mics. One night we were downtown at a place called Posh, and we were doing karaoke there. And it was the night before Kelly Clarkson's concert. And I had no idea who these people were. And the night's going on, and this group came in. There was probably 10 people, and they all came in, sat down, and I noticed that three of the people in the group were putting in songs. And they came up and they put their song in, called them up for their song. And I've done karaoke for a long time, and don't get me wrong, we're all mediocre singers, but there are some singers that come out that are really, really good. When they started singing, it made the really, really good people look like me singing, and they were just so amazing. I knew that immediately once they started singing that this was somebody big. This wasn't a normal person. And so I'm like trying to figure out who this is. I'm like, in my mind thinking, who could this be? What is this? What's going on here? And I would say 20 minutes later, this gal comes up and puts a song in, and she goes, I can't believe Pentatonics is here. And I said, who's that? And so I looked them up, and it's an a cappella group called Pentatonics that I wasn't familiar with. And apparently they're really, really, really huge and good.
Really good.
Because I looked them up and I saw them accepting a Grammy with Stevie Wonder. So I was like, all right, well, now I know why they sing so well. And now I know why I felt the way I did when they started singing, because they definitely weren't normal everyday people. And so that was the second time that we've had actual artists singing on a karaoke mic, which is a rare thing. And to have lightning strike twice for me was cool.
Another great story.
Yeah. we have a few of those. It's pretty cool.
What about like lifetime events for people? You mentioned a little bit, in the beginning, maybe even before we got on camera, about seeing kids, young kids, and watching them grow up over the years, and then maybe, DJing their graduation, or, but you DJed their parents' wedding, or.
Right. I've got so many of those stories, to be honest with you. I've got about 6 families that I call my core families, and I do pretty much any event that they have. I've done funerals, I've done baby showers, I've done bar mitzvahs, and it's all for the same 6, 7 families. And it doesn't matter who in that family. It could be a cousin, a distant uncle. It doesn't matter. They'll call me, and I'll be at their party doing whatever they need me to do. The Kellogg's and the Woodards are they're, I guess, 2 families that have come together, and they're friends. And I've met one family, did things for them, and then it was the Kellogg's, and then the Woodards found out who I was, and now I do stuff for the Woodards too. And I do their Halloween party every year. It's been the last 6 years, every year for their, it's they don't even have to book me. I already know when I'm coming. They just tell me the date. And they are probably I can't say I have favorites, but they're my favorites. They really treat me like I'm part of the family. I can go in there and go in the fridge, get a Coke, and not worry about things. And I've seen their family grow. I've seen loss in the family. The father of the Kellogg's, he was such a great man, and he's no longer with us either. And those are the moments that are hard, but you have to experience them with them all, because you have to take the good, the bad, the in-betweens, and everything to actually experience fully somebody else's life. And I guess what I'm trying to say is know everything about them, so they know everything about you at the same token. And those are the 2 families that I know quite a bit about. With with the exception of Mark and you guys, you've been personal friends as well, not just karaoke friends. Especially Mark and we go back many years. And that's why I said when he met you, his whole life changed, and I love seeing it. You've completed his life. You really have.
Thank you. He was telling me the other night about when he had just bought a camera from somebody, and you reached out and asked him if he'd come and shoot some pictures of a group that you were with. And he was like, man, I told him, I don't even know how to use this thing, but he went and had a great time. And
Yep. That was that was a long, long time ago when I was trying to do rap music. He was doing pictures of our rap group. That was a long, long time ago. That's another thing that we do is we do concerts. There's an artist by the name of Little Rob, that he had a couple of radio hits back, in the day. And I did a concert with him and a few other rap artists over at the convention center. Well, his flight was delayed, so he couldn't make it. And it was a Saturday night. And so I got the idea, well, let's do an after party at Spectators and have him perform there. So I told his management, all right, he's getting in at what time? And he landed, like, I think it was 10 o'clock. And I said, all right, we'll have him go to this sports bar and he'll perform there. And they said, okay. So I got on the mic in front of 4,000 people in front of at the convention center. And I said, all right, everybody, after party spectators, Little Rob will be there to perform. He missed it here, but you can catch him there. And I called the bar immediately after that. And I said, all right, be prepared. I just told 4,000 people we're having an after party at your place. So be prepared. And they said, okay, no problem. And so we closed down the concert and I flew to spectators. I get there. And before when I showed up there was 100 cars in the parking lot. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? I thought to myself, okay, this is a big mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. So I go in there and people are filling up. The bar is completely full. There's people out in the front waiting to get in. There's youngsters that weren't 21 that couldn't get in. Were outside waiting to see if they could see him come in or talk to the guy. And he came in, got him on the mic. He performed his set at Spectator Sports Bar. It was crazy to have a national rap artist come to a sports bar and do his act in front of whoever was there, and to fill up a bar with 500 people in a matter of a half hour made me feel like, wow, you really can make a difference in this music thing. You can really do stuff. You have the potential to take yourself to another level. And that was when we first started in 2010, or no, it was 2011 when we did that. And oh man, it was an experience because people to this day go, remember that time you brought Little Rob? I was like, yeah, that was a fun time. And we reminisce, and that was one of the other moments that, fun moment in the business that we're in. And I wouldn't change any of it for nothing. All the little tidbits that I'm throwing at you guys have been so amazing for me and so mind-boggling that I never even intended to be a karaoke business. And here I am.
Loving life. It's amazing.
Yeah, I got paid to play music. Who the hell wouldn't want to do that, right?
That's it. Yeah, we're music people. I think that's, that is definitely the connection between Mark and I immediately, was we're both music people. We both enjoy it. We appreciate it. We spend money to support the artists. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've witnessed his collection of music. And even just walking in here and seeing that, I knew that was a connection for us that wouldn't change, and it hasn't, and it's been wonderful.
Right. That's something that I've always held close to my heart in all my life, is music, even at a young age. And I've always, when you're young and you're listening to music, your friends around you tend to make you stick to one genre or one this, or, back when I was in the early 90s in middle school, rap music was the rage and everybody loved rap music. And I did too. But I also loved country. I also loved rock. I also loved classic rock. And I would go through spurts. I'd do 6 months of country, then I'd do 6 months of metal, then I'd do 6 months of rap. And before you knew it, I had a Rolodex in my head of a bunch of different music. And it helped me in my career now, because now I can sing a country song, I can sing a metal song, I'll rap to you, whatever. It's the versatility of music is, I've embraced it, and I love that other people embrace it that same way and feel music, because music is a feeling. It's not just something you hear. It's also something you feel. If you're into music the way I am, and people.
And like you said, it's a release, it's therapy, it's it's all those things. For me, when I was a kid, I could throw in my headphones and lose myself in music when I was escaping trauma in the house, and music was always something, that at least my mom let me have my music, let me have my posters, let me, have that connection. But we grew up with music in the house too. So, she had a Victrola, then she had the big stereo, then we, as time changed, we had all those things. I mean, I remember the 8-track player in the den, and then just moving up and each of us having our own stereos in our room, and then Walkmans, just the history and being able to experience that, That
Right.
was my
And
release.
see, me growing up, it wasn't like that. We didn't have a big stereo. We didn't have a a musical family. Now, my dad tried to be in a band when he was younger, and he plays the guitar. And he every Christmas he'd break his guitar out for us and sing Christmas carols for the entire family. When my uncles, aunts, grandparents, and my grandfather would always provoke it. He'd always say, "Demi, go get your guitar," and he'd go and get his guitar and play for the family. And it was his thing. But that is as far as music in our family was. We didn't have my mom and didn't listen to music with us, and we didn't relate to music with my parents or any of like that. So it was something that I loved in my own. It was something that it was my personal release, my personal thing. I had when I was at a very young age. I'd go to my room at 8 years old, close the door, turn the lights out, and put music on, and just absorb it and feel it, and cry and smile and remember things and go through all the emotions of what music will take you through. And as I got older, I my education level is ninth grade. I left school at ninth grade. And the reason why I left school in ninth grade is my government teacher pulled me over, and he pulled me to the side, and he tells me, and this is probably something a teacher would never tell a student these days, but back in when I was younger, it was a different time. And my government teacher told me, "You're not in here. Your mind is out there. You need to leave here, find yourself a trade or something that you can make money with, and go and do it." And he goes, "I'm not telling you to drop out and be lazy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to go learn a trade, get out of here, and go do something that you like and make money on it, because you're holding yourself back here." And I did. I took it to heart. I cars, vehicles have always been my other passion besides music. And so I started working on cars at a really young age, and worked in an auto shop and went on with life. It wasn't until years later that I discovered how that advice would take me to where I'm today. And I took the passion of what I do to my heart to make me who I am today, and for my music and DJing and whatever it is that I do, cars, whatever. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that my government teacher told me to drop out in ninth grade. And it's all past me now, because I've built a resume that I can get a job and do anything in life and be successful with my ninth grade education, because I wasn't lazy. I took his advice to heart and took it to a different level. And that's I guess my advice to the rest of you DJs or people out there. It doesn't matter what you do or how you do it. Find something that you enjoy, that makes you happy, and the money will come later. So you don't have to fight for the money. Fight for your inner peace, your inner
Joy.
desire. Yeah, your inner desires, what you want to do, your inner passions, and run with it. And don't let nobody tell you you can or cannot do it, because I was told I'd never make it as a karaoke DJ. And I'm the biggest karaoke DJ company in Albuquerque, and have been for a decade. And those kids, turn them into cans, because I did. And I know I can. If I can, anybody can. Because like I said, I'm a ninth grade dropout that is not a ninth grade dropout. And it made me feel that there's no limits to us in life. There's no limits to what we can do for ourselves. And the more you let somebody hinder yourself or hinder what you do, you're only letting them hold you back. The only person that can hold you back is yourself. And if you let them hold you back, you're holding yourself back by letting them. And I never thought I was better than anybody, never wanted to be better than anybody at anything. I just wanted to enjoy myself. And by enjoying myself, we're an elite company now. And I can't say nothing but good things about all the DJs that have worked for me or that currently work for me. They've each and every last one of them over the years, whether it be Tiny, Quinn, Blair. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. They have really, I guess you can say, made us who we are. They've helped build who we are and what we do for a living. And it's the model that I started in the beginning to help them, and all of them have all gone off to do their own DJ services and their own things now. And I love it. I'm glad. I'm not here to hold anybody back. I'm here to give you some wings, go fly. When I started my own DJ service, leaving the other one, they didn't want me to fly. They wanted to cut my wings off, and they wanted me to not be the competition.
Mm-hmm.
There's no competition. We're all individuals. We all do our own thing.
And that's the gold right there that you're sharing with all the other entrepreneurs and, people aspiring, thinking about being a DJ, or just, in general, building a business and being authentic to yourself and not letting your ego get in the way and not stepping on other people. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Right. As a DJ, you kind of have to be a little egotistical. It's part of our our facade, I guess. It's part of our facade, but we have to have the confidence and the drive to entertain a crowd of people. And there's some challenges with it. Let me tell you, there's nothing harder than DJing a gig for somebody or a bar when you're having the absolute worst day of your life. You have to turn that off, go in there and DJ and have fun. And no matter what. And I'll use this, and I've used this as a prime example that I can't, God rest my grandmother's soul, but my grandmother passed away and I had to DJ. And being a DJ owner, being a business owner, period, you don't get to call in. You don't get to call off. You don't get to do this or that. You have to be there, because the minute you call off, the minute you're inconsistent, then nobody will hire you. So I had to work and DJ during my grandmother's funeral, and that hurt bad. And it hurt to have to put the smile on and entertain a crowd of people when something devastating happens. So those are the drawbacks, of doing this job. It's happened more than once. I've had my best friend in the whole wide world pass away leaving Spectator Sports Bar one night. He had a heart failure and we lost him. And I had to DJ the next day after hearing my buddy just passed away, leaving the bar that I just DJ'd. And it's hard. Those are the moments that you have to push through and still put your smile on and go. And I use that as anything in life, whether you're a DJ or anything. Sometimes you have to put that smile on when it's not there, especially as a business owner. So that being said, all you other business owners out there, keep your head up when that happens, but push through like we always have to. It's the good with the bad, and you have to take the bad with the good, and it's the bad that you have to take to have the good.
Yeah, and I'm not thinking of the song title right now, but there's a song by Dirty Heads where they're talking about, we finally made it. We're on this stage in front of 200,000 people, but I've missed this funeral. I miss, this time with my kids. I miss this time with my family. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, knowing that family, friends, everybody, you're still there whether you're not there. You're still doing what you need to do. And the person who's gone, you're still doing what you need to do. And it doesn't diminish that you're not there, because to that person in their life, you've been there, you're doing your thing. And
right.
You got to just keep plugging through, show up every day, do the work, do it to the best of your ability.
And the rest falls in line, to be honest. The rest
falls in line. So we touched on a bunch of things. Like, you gave us some great tips. Is there any other tips or key skills or anything you can think of to add for new entrepreneurs? Or, you talked about COVID coming in and rocking your world and being able to maneuver and find a way.
Right. I guess what I would like to say to other entrepreneurs, whether it be whatever business you're doing, find a meat and potatoes. And what I mean by that is I weddings, I do weddings, but if I were to survive just on weddings, I'd have to have a main job. So what I mean by main meat and potatoes is find something that'll feed you on a daily that pertains to your business that you can make the other aspects of your business fluff out. Like karaoke. Karaoke now opens the doors for people that need weddings, opens the doors for people that need whatever event they need done. And find your meat and potatoes, people. Don't think you're gonna make it big right away off of if you're a musician, help other musicians, make some money helping somebody else do something to help you to fund what you're doing. Like for example, sports cards. I used my first initial $100 investment, bought some cards, sold them, doubled up, put my $100 that I usually invested away. Now I use the $100 that I made on the other one to move on. Find whatever it takes to make a meat and potato every day so you have a meal. That's my metaphorically way of saying it. Find something to make you a decent, not, you doesn't have to pay all your bills, but pay at least half your bills with something steady. That way your gravy will cover everything else. And your business will grow that way. It will be the easiest way to grow your business, less stressful way to grow your business. Because I learned that if you try to jump in and do everything all at once and force things, it don't happen. The best things in life come naturally or organically. And if you make yourself a meat and potato sandwich, all the other desserts and things that come along with it will come to the table. So find a niche, find something to keep you afloat while you're doing your main goal. And once you're floating around, your little niche will end up being your main thing to fund anything else and everything else that you want to do.
And
So that's
I can definitely back that up. I was, and I'll ask you too, if what was your best advice, since we've already heard some of your worst advice. But for me, when I first opened my coaching practice and I knew what my niche was and I was passionate about it, I went and met with another life coach to be a mentor, because I'm all about finding somebody who's gone before me who has the answers, instead of me wasting months and years trying to figure it out. Like, it's worth every penny to pay somebody to give me a roadmap to a shortcut. And I
right.
went and met with another life coach, and I told him, what my niche was. I also talked to him about, like, he asked me, like, what kind of programs do you offer? Are you doing individual sessions? Are you doing 90-day programs? What are you doing? And then he helped me kind of think through those things. Like, in school, they taught us the 90-day program. They didn't teach us how to do anything else. That's what they taught. That was like their form of meat and potatoes.
Right.
But, he was like, that's all great. But, a lot of people want a quick fix, or they just have a little situation that they need help working through, or they need to make a decision whether they leave their business or go to a new business or change careers or a relationship, because I do all of that, relationships and money and career, even spirituality. So he's like, don't put all your eggs in these 90-day programs, because one, not everybody can afford it. Two, not everybody's ready to have that kind of commitment. People don't like a lot of commitment. They like quick. And he talked to me about my niche, and, yeah, that's all great for getting it started, and that'll give you something to work on, but don't make that your start. Grow your business first, the rest will come. And yeah, sure enough, every word he gave me was absolute value.
Right.
And so
Well,
that's,
that if any advice that I would like to give any DJ or any business owner, because I don't own just one business. I own a cards, selling business, and I also have an auto shop. So I kind of all my life have, for the last 20 years have molded anything I do with the karaoke business. And I obviously they're two different things, but again, going back to the meat and potatoes thing, if you find something that'll keep you going, then the rest comes with it. And no matter what business you're in, find that. Find what will keep you going in order to blow it up. You can't, you got to crawl before you can walk. You got to walk before you can run. And get your crawling down pat so you can run later. I mean, I can give you all these metaphorical things, but that's how I did it, and that's how I am where I am. Keep your confidence level up. I my confidence level has got me in trouble because it makes me seem halfway conceited, and that's okay because I'm not. If you get to know me on a normal level, I'm just as down to earth as anybody else. But when I'm DJing, I'm a different person. It's dancing around, having fun, being over the top, and be over the top when it's necessary. Don't be over the top when you don't need to be. Run with whatever you're doing and have fun with it. Because if you're not having fun, it's not going to work. Period. No matter what you're doing. If you're miserable in any job you do, you're not going to stay there long. You're not going to enjoy it. And you're not going to want to be there. I've always been longevity. I'm a man of routine. I'm a creature of routine. And routine every day, going to the same bar, singing the same songs is what I needed in life. And it's helped me in my personal things. So whatever you're doing out there, find it and mold it to your personal needs and run with it. That's
with competence comes confidence, and with confidence comes your ability to not only sell your business, but sell you and how you can change people's lives. And if they find that as arrogant or, whatever, then that's on them. It's
right.
just you showing, like, I have these skills, I have this past, I have these years. I can meet you anywhere you want to be. Like, I can do
Right.
that. And so, do you have any,
that's how you
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's how we have to live our lives, is put our best foot forward.
Do you have any future plans or anything big coming up?
Kind of. We remember I was telling you how organically things work best when you don't plan them and they just kind of pop up in your face. Well, about a week ago, I'm at a recording studio with my friend. My friend has a recording studio, and we hang out there quite a bit. And a lot of rap artists are in there doing their thing. And my friend turns over and he looks at me and he goes, "You should make a rock song." And I said, So I get on this beat maker app, and they sell these exclusive, beats that you can buy and put out and use. There's a lot of beat makers or music makers that make music and put it out on websites, and you can purchase it and make your own lyrics to them. So I purchased a beat and made a rock song, and it came out good, better than I ever thought it would. And I played it for a few people last night, as a matter of fact, and every one of them got goosebumps and loved it, and made my little wheels turn. And now I'm going to do 6 to 8 songs and put them on an EP and put them out on all the digital platforms. So that's my next little thing that I'll be doing, other than our normal meat and potato things. That'll be the next project that I'm working on. Is I'm going to put a little rock, I guess, type, kind of like a Linkin Park type feel. A little bit of rap, a little bit of rock, a little bit of screaming, a little bit of whatever. So that's what I've got going on right now, other than trying to get more bars for karaoke.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to hearing that song and watching this kind of grow and morph, and hopefully find a way to be involved in helping you spread the word. And
yeah,
that's amazing, man.
Maybe we'll get Mark on a track and have him record.
Maybe, you never know. He's singing a lot more than he used to, that's for sure.
He's a good singer.
He's a good singer. We've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, God, I really appreciate your time. I love the stories. I know there's going to be a lot of stuff in there that people can connect with. You offered some great tips and advice for people, just getting started or considering where to go. And I think it's great. I think it'll be a lot of good value for my listeners. And I really appreciate you and getting to have this time with you and getting to know you on a deeper level after all these years.
Right, right. Well, I appreciate you having me out, and I really enjoyed talking with you today, getting my story out because I like to. I'm a talker, if you haven't noticed, and I definitely like to spread what joys I've had in my life with others, and I'd love to hear what others have had, in their life. So to be able to put this out for more than just the normal people I talk to every day to hear what we're about and what we've been through is exciting for me because I encourage everybody to come out to a spectators on a Friday or Saturday night and experience it firsthand what we're talking about today. Come and see 250 people mingling in one bar, all of different ages, different backgrounds, different cultures, all having a good time. And nowadays, we need that more than ever because the division in our society has gotten to an ugly level. And I, for one, hate it. I'm a social butterfly. I like all shapes, colors, and sizes of everybody. And everybody's background is different. Everybody's story is different. And we need to really retouch that. So if anybody's craving for that the way I do, come to Spectators Friday or Saturday night, or any of our karaoke spots, whether it be a Monday at Press Club, a Thursday at Lizardale, come and experience everybody just letting loose and being all one big group. All the division. If you want to let go of all that division, come to one of our nights and have a blast and enjoy our family and become part of our family.
Absolutely. So where can people find you? Tell us.
Monday night, 9 to 1 at the Press Club. Friday and Saturday nights at Spectators. That's where they'll catch me. You can catch Martine at Rock Cities on Saturday nights. And you can catch Quinn at Lizardtail on the Heights, Montgomery, and because they have 3 different Lizardtails. We're at the Heights location, which is Montgomery and Eubank. In the mountain, or not mountain, excuse me, right next to Dirty Bourbon.
Okay. All right. You got a Facebook for your live mic. You got a phone number where people can reach out to you to book you. 505-463-4081. Again, come out on a Friday night, a Saturday night. Come and say hi to Teles. If I'm there, come and say hi to me. It was really great catching up with you, Teles. I appreciate your time. I loved your stories. They were very touching to my soul.
Thank you for having me. It was great to have it, get it out, and it was fun talking with you. And I hope I can bring some encouragement to other entrepreneurs out there that are looking to take that leap but afraid to. Don't be. Jump, and have fun with it.
Just do it. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Just do it like Nike. Thank you again for having me, and everybody else, enjoy your day. Thank you for listening to me.
Absolutely. If you enjoyed this episode, thank you for joining me to be making a part of making knowledge go viral, making sure you hit subscribe and never miss an episode. Check out my YouTube channel, Finding Resilience with Leanne. This podcast can be found on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Audible. For more information, check out my website at Finding Resilience with Leanne. And make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss any more of these amazing entrepreneurs who are coming out and giving their time and sharing their advice to help you save time and your sanity. Thank you, Teles.
Thank you. Have a good day.
See you soon. Absolutely.
All righty.
Take care.